What it do, people? I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode, man. I Know That Sport Podcast, sponsored by Highlight Commodity. It's your boy Moore Drive, man. What going on? You know, I fuck with folks who fuck with me. Week 18 in the NFL, man. Last regular season game. Last regular season week. My bad. Going down, man. Week 18. So you know what's going on, man. I got to do the picks, point spreads over and under for the playoff start. They get this thing jumping. First game jump off is on a Saturday. The Kansas City Chiefs versus Las Vegas Raiders. That game don't mean shit for the Raiders when they boil down to it. You know, they the walking dead. They ready to take their home. Matter of fact, they already at home with the game on the road. Straight up with the, because a lot of teams gonna play their gonna play their backups. A lot of teams gonna play their backups, a lot of teams gonna play their starters. If the game means something, they gonna play their starter. The game don't mean that they gonna probably play their backup. I'm expecting Kansas City to play some backups. Because I believe, now I take that bet, they might not play no backups. Because they're trying to get out there and get that number one seed for right now. I think Buffalo got it. So I expect Kansas City to come in the game and try to win the game. I think the Raiders are ready to go home. The Las Vegas Raiders ready to clean out their locker. So I take Kansas City straight up in the game. The question is, can Kansas City give up 9 points and beat the Las Vegas Raiders? Get the Raiders 9 points and beat them. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Kansas City don't cover them 9. Reason why I'm going to say Kansas City don't cover them 9, because I believe the quarterback the Raiders got, Stidham, he's a nobody really. He ain't all that. But he know Josh McDaniels' system. The week before that, they played the 49ers. Man put up a fight. I think they beat the 49ers. They went to overtime everything with the 49ers. And lost by 3 points. But Stidham put up a fight. He looked good. The Raiders offense looked real good under Stidham because the man knows Josh McDaniels, so he knows the system. With all that being said, I said that the Raiders stay in this game, be competitive in the game. It's a division game too. I think they'll be competitive in the game, but at the end of the day, the Chiefs will beat them. I say about 6 or 7. I don't think they'll beat them by 10 points. I just don't think they'll beat them by 10 points because it's a division game, last game of the season. I can see Kansas City calling the dogs off. And the Raiders putting up a fight. So I say, appreciate you for the 9 points from Kansas City. They don't cover the 9. Over under 52.5. I say up the score. Say the Raiders come to the party, man. I say Kansas City don't score all the points. The Raiders gonna put up some points. They at home. They be comfortable. I say up the score. I say Kansas City gonna put up a point too. But I say up the score. I can see both of these teams scoring over 20 points. Easy. Matter of fact, both of them got to score with 28. I mean, got to score with 24. And I can see that going on easily. So, to finish the recap of this game, I like Kansas City money line. I say Kansas City don't cover the 9. And on the 52.5, up the score. Next game we got the bet. This game means something. All starters who are able to play gonna play this game. Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Whoever win the game, win the division. If Jacksonville tie that game, they win the division. Before we get into the numbers, I like Jacksonville straight up. I think Jacksonville got a better team. To be real, I think Jacksonville is the Cincinnati of last year. What I mean by that, Cincinnati came out the blue, made the playoffs. I can't remember they won the division now, but they made the playoffs. Had a good run in the playoff, made the Super Bowl, lost. I don't think Jacksonville going to make the Super Bowl, but I say Jacksonville come out the blue, win the game, win the division, because nobody picked them to win the division that I know of. I know I did. Win the division and host the playoff game. So that's a good year for them. That's amazing. I don't think nobody picked them to do that. But I got Jacksonville to beat Tennessee straight up. money line. The question is, can Jacksonville get Tennessee 6.5 to beat them? Derrick Henry playing. Derrick Henry usually get them a problem. I done seen Derrick Henry go down there. I done seen Derrick Henry beat them, play them folk, and bust that motherfucker for goddamn 96 yards from the. I mean, I like 99 yards, I believe, from one goal line to the other. I done seen that in the game before. I think it was a Thursday night game. I believe they were playing in Jacksonville too. But this particular game, I think the quarterback matchup is on Jacksonville's side. So I say Jacksonville can cover the 7.5. They just got, when it boiled down to it, they got on Derrick Henry. He's a problem. But I think Jacksonville gonna got there play with pride. Know they win the game, make the playoffs. Doug Peterson gonna have them folk ready to shake it. I say they cover the 6.5 that they giving. Tennessee, I say they cover them 6.5. Over and under 40. I'm gonna say, what we see, y'all score 20. I'm gonna say up the score. The reason why I'm saying up the score, because at first I would say both the teams got to score 20, but no, they don't. I think Jacksonville can have a breakout game. I'm saying a real come on with the game, beat shit out Tennessee. I think they're gonna blow Tennessee out. I can see a 27 got there, a 28-13, some shit like that. I can see a 28-13. Or goddamn 30-13, some shit like that. I can see the Jacksonville Jaguars open the score, division the game. I know Tennessee coach gonna got to have them folk ready to play, but I just think he ain't got no talent. I think it's just Jacksonville year. So to recap the game, I like Jacksonville money line. I say Jacksonville cover the 6.5. Over and under 40 points. I say up the score. Next game up the back. The last two games was Saturday, was Saturday games. Two games coming on Saturday. First 1 o'clock game, Sunday. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons. Tampa Bay got the division already wrapped up. I don't think Tom Brady gonna play too much, really. I don't think the starter gonna play too much, really. So I'll take Atlanta straight up in the game. I think Atlanta gonna beat them just because the last time they played Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay got away. They cheated. Matter of fact, they got to call the pass interference on Grady Jarrett. It wasn't a pass. I mean, not a pass field, but a roughing pass. It wasn't a roughing pass. Tampa Bay kept the ball. They won the game. I think Atlanta ain't gonna. I think the Atlanta Falcons players ain't forgot about that. Last game in the season in the Dome. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I like the Falcons straight up money line to win the game. The Falcons are the favorite, and the question is, can the Falcons get them 4 points and beat them? I'm gonna put it on the Falcons defense without Tom Brady playing. I say the Falcons cover them 4 points. Say the Falcons cover them 4 points with the run game. He's running the ball. Young Hoku, he can get them get at least 2-3 field goals, put it in to win the game. I say the Falcons beat these folks by at least 7. They can beat these folks by at least 6 or 7 points. I don't think Tom Brady gonna play the whole game. I'm saying Tom Brady don't play. That was for them 17 points anyway. Without Tom Brady out there, how many they gonna score without him? So I say the Falcons cover the 4, over and under 40.5. I don't see the Falcons putting up that many points. So I'm gonna say under the 40.5. Reason why, because I don't see the Falcons putting up that many points. Tom Brady, I don't think Tom Brady playing. They ain't gonna put up too many points down still without Tom Brady playing. So to recap, the Tampa Bay Atlanta game, Atlanta money line, Atlanta cover the 4, over and under 40.5. I say under. Next on the back, another playoff influence game. New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. Simple math about that game. Buffalo win, they get the number 1 seed. New England win, they in the playoff. Simple math. It ain't that hard. Everybody know Buffalo coming off that Monday night game against Cincinnati. Where they safety number 3 was carted out the field. We said prayers up to him. I hear that he's off the ventilator and he's breathing on his own and he's talking to his family and teammate. That's a blessing, a real big blessing. If you've seen what happened, how he collapsed on the field, and know what's going on with this situation, that's a real big blessing. With that being said, I got to take Buffalo to win the game. Just on his behalf. Buffalo go out and play their game for Buddy. Hamilton. That's his name. If I'm saying it wrong, excuse me. I think Buffalo will play the game for Buddy. Straight up. I think they're going to go play the game for Buddy. Now they talk about for the number 1 seed. This for the number 1 seed and stuff like that. They in Buffalo. I think they better than New England. Straight up, I think they just score more points than New England. I think they just score more points. They're going to score more points than New England. I think the offense just better. So I say Buffalo win straight up. Money line. Off the principle of Buddy. Off the principle of their safety being hurt and they seen it. And they know he breathing now, whatever. They took a lot of relief off them. He breathing on his own. Took a lot of relief off them. From go out there and shake a piece for Buddy. But the question is, can they shake it hard enough to give New England 7 points and beat them? I can see New England defense coming to the party. Trying to, because I ain't gonna say trying. New England defense come to the party. But I don't see Matt Jones doing that. I can't see Matt Jones doing that. I want to say last season, New England went up to Buffalo and beat them. I think they didn't run the ball the whole game, beating them bad weather, whatever. They run the ball the whole game. I don't know how the weather going to be up there this time. On the strength of their teammate, I see the Buffalo Bills come out there and have fun and cover themselves. The game means something for the Buffalo Bills. It means something for New England too. It means something for both of them, but when bought out till Buffalo got more talent. Only thing New England bringing to the party is Bill Belichick and their defense. And I think Buffalo can overcome that easily. So I say Buffalo cover the 7. I can see them beating the New England by at least 10 points. Matt Jones giving you what you want, take it to the house, appreciate you, excuse me. I'm saying that boy dead and white. I won't be surprised it happened to him. I mean, he got them hit him with that. But I can see that going on. They cover the 7 points. Over and under. Buffalo covering the 7 points. Over and under 42.5. Like I said, New England don't be really scoring too many points. I seen New England put up like 22. Now they put over 18 or 20 or something against Cincinnati. I forgot what they scored over they played Cincinnati, but they lost. They came back by the end of the game, try to come back at the end of the game. With a sprint of that, I say up the score. Say New England can put up at least 18 to 20 points. I say they put up at least 17 to 20 points. Possibly the 18s, but I can see them putting up that. I can see Buffalo got there putting up about 34. Some shit like that. At the crib, I know the defense silent, but I can just see Josh Allen and them they going out. From what they went through with their teammate, man. And he healthy. I mean, they see he's straight now. So he ain't gonna pass away. That's a blessing. I see Buffalo got that coming to the game, shaking the feet and handling their business. Buffalo. So recapping this game, the New England Buffalo game again. Buffalo money line. Buffalo cover the 7. Over and under 42.5. They up the scope. Next up the bat, Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. I think the game ain't really got no emphasis or nothing. But I think Minnesota still trying to get the 2 seed. Justin Fields ain't playing. I'll take Minnesota straight up. Backups is getting backups if you ball down to it. I like Minnesota backups over Chicago. And in Chicago, sound pretty good. But I like Minnesota to win their game straight up. Question is, the Minnesota got more talent to get them 7.5 points and beat them. This game don't mean nothing for the Bears. The Bears want the number 1 pick in the draft anyway. So since it's like that, I say the Vikings cover them 7.5. I don't think the Bears got enough offense to keep up what's going on. And they ain't playing for that. Over and under 43.5. I say up the scope. I say the Bears put up at least 10 to 14 points. You know what I'm saying? I can see out there I can see Minnesota putting up 30. I'm saying I can see it putting up 30. Yeah. They put up, I said put up 30. Elite or the Bears put up 27. I mean, the Bears put up 17. I can see New England I can see Minnesota putting up at least 28. Easy. I can see that. So I say up the score. Recap the Minnesota Chicago one more time. I like Minnesota money line. Minnesota cover the 7.5. I can see them beating about 8 or better, 10 or better, really. Over under 43.5. I say up the score. Next game of the bet, division game, that means something. For the Cincinnati Bengals and Baltimore, really. And I explain why it means something to Baltimore. What I hear. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Straight up, I like the Cincinnati Bengals. Reason why I like the Cincinnati Bengals, I think they're a better team than the Baltimore Ravens. You know, Cincinnati was the same thing, was a part of that Buffalo game when the man collapsed on the field. They was out there, they seen that. I think same with Buffalo, with their head buddy doing good now. One of their fellow teammates shaking the feet, he doing good. He breathing on his own. They'll lift up their spirits. Cincinnati come and got that play that good game for their brother. Even though he ain't on the team, but they still do it in tribute to their brother. Because all of them brothers on the NFL, they play for the NFL, they how they look at each other. And Cincinnati can win this game. They can mess around and be the number 1 seed. Because if Buffalo lose, they'll be tied with Buffalo. I'm not saying Buffalo gonna lose, but if Buffalo lose, who knows? If Buffalo lose, they'll be tied with Buffalo for the number 1 seed. If Kansas City lose, who knows? They would beat Kansas City one time this year. That means they'll move up in front of them. Or I think they had the same record, I believe. But if Baltimore win this game, Baltimore and Cincinnati will play each other in the first round of the playoffs. I think 4 play 5, I believe. I believe it's going to. I don't know what the season will be. I think Cincinnati will be 4 and Cincinnati be 4 and Baltimore be 5. But to find out where they're going to play it, they have to flip a coin. Heads or tails. Whoever win that coin toss, that's who will host that playoff game. But if Cincinnati win, I believe they'll be hosting the game. But I like Cincinnati straight up to win the game. Over and under 8. 8 points is what the Bengals are getting Baltimore. They playing in Cincinnati. That shit that pretty hard. Made them 8 real crazy. Them 8 crazy hell to me. I don't see Baltimore be able to keep up without Lamar Jackson. But I can see the defense trying to put up a fight. But you can beat them 8-9, but you can beat them 6-13, 6-17. I'm gonna say they covered 8 points because I don't see Baltimore scoring that many points. I don't see Baltimore putting up no more than 6 to 10 points. That's what I see in Cincinnati. I don't see them putting up no more with the backup quarterback back there in Cincinnati. I don't see them putting up. If Lamar Jackson out there, be different. If Lamar Jackson was out there, it'd be different. But I don't see him putting up like number 6 to 8 points. You know what I mean? 6 to maybe 10 to the most. I don't see them doing too much. So I say Cincinnati cover the 8. It's gonna be tight. But I say they cover the 8. They cover the 8. They'll beat them by 10. They can beat them by 10. They can beat them by 10. They got no offer to beat them by 10. They can beat them by 10. They can beat them 13-3 or 13 to. No, they can't beat them 13-6. But I see Cincinnati putting up more than 13 points. So I say they cover the 8. They cover the 8. Over and under 40. I don't see Cincinnati putting up no 30-some points. I don't see Baltimore putting up 20. So I say under the 40. Because I think Cincinnati defense gonna do what they do on Baltimore, lock the run down and make Tyler, whatever the boy name, Tyler, I think that's his name, Tyler Hamilton, whatever, I forgot his name. I said his name wrong, sorry. throw the ball. He ain't gonna be able, I don't think he'll be able to beat Cincinnati throwing the ball. So I don't see Baltimore putting up enough points to come to the party. I don't see Cincinnati putting up 30 though. I don't see that. I see Baltimore defense play pretty solid enough. So I say under the 40. Recap the Baltimore Cincinnati game once again. I like Cincinnati straight up. I say Cincinnati cover the 8 points. I say they under the 40 points. I just don't see Baltimore coming to the party. Next up the bat, Houston, Texas, Indianapolis Colts. Game don't mean a goddamn thing. Straight up, but on draft capital. I like the Colts straight up. The reason why I like the Colts straight up, I think Houston ready to go home. I think Houston said, "Boo, that is over with." Houston played like 3-4 good weeks of football. Over with. Lose their game, can get the first round draft pick. You know what the P doing. I like the Colts to win their game. I like the Colts to cover the 2.5 that they get in Houston. With Nick Foles, even with Nick Foles, 38.5. Shit, what we tell y'all to go 20 points. I'm gonna say under the 38.5. The reason why, because I don't think Houston gonna think the Colts defense will play pretty good and lock Houston down. And the Colts will do this. I think they'll try to do this for Jeff Saturday when they boil down to it. They'll try to win the game for Jeff Saturday. So I say 38.5 under. Recap the Houston Indianapolis game. I like the Colts straight up. The Colts cover the 2.5. Over and under 38.5. I say under. Because I think Houston ready to go home. Next crucial game is a playoff efforts game. The Jets are already eliminated, but the Miami Dolphins still trying to fight. They still trying to shake it now. They don't think they did. They still trying to shake it. The Jets against the Miami Dolphins. We got 2 teams that finna play with their backup quarterbacks, third screen quarterbacks. And one tried to make it in the playoff with the third screen. The Jets at the Miami Dolphins. When it boiled down to it in the game right here, man, they playing in Miami. I don't like none one of these quarterbacks. I don't put my faith in none one of these quarterbacks. So now I got to say, find something else I can put my head on to ride with. I'm going to put my head on the Jets defense. I'm going to put my head with the Jets defense to go down to Miami and get a win. That defense, that secondary to go out there and got to come with a purpose and get in goddamn Tyreek Hill them face and water them face and let's see what the P doing. I ain't see the Jets give up 20 points but one time this year. I have it. If it is, they ain't did no more than twice. And I seen one on. I think that was last week against Seattle. Shocked me they lost that game to me. I thought they were gonna win that game, but Zach Wilson, Mike White ain't got it either, really. I say Flacco do just enough for the team to win the game. Don't turn the ball over and do just enough for the team to win the game. So I take the Jets to win their game straight up. Miami getting the Jets 2.5. I can see that they playing in Miami, but I don't believe in their third string quarterback. So I take them 2.5 with the Jets. We call that appreciate you where I come from. 38.5 over and under. I'm gonna say under. Reason why? Because I don't see the Jets getting up 20 points this week. They gave up 20 points last week to Seattle. It's cool. I don't see them folk doing that back-to-back week. That defense ain't nothing to play with. So I say under the 38.5. Recapping the Jets Miami. Once again, I like the Jets straight up money line. I would take them 2.5 points at the Miami Dolphins again, the Jets. 30, we call that appreciate you. 38.5 over and under. I say under. I don't see Miami putting up that many points. I see both of these teams with some shit 20-37. 20-17, 20-14, something like that. 17-14, something like that. I can see that game being like that. I don't see that defense. I don't see my Giant defense getting up. The Jet defense getting up too much. And I don't see Flacco goddamn going buck crazy either. Next game on the back. Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints. Game don't mean a goddamn thing. Both of them eliminated from the playoff. So when it boiled down to it, I'm gonna look at it as Carolina beat New Orleans the first time they played them in Carolina. They played in New Orleans this year. I mean, the last game they played in New Orleans, both of these teams ready to go on home. It's over with. Call it Buddha Head where I come from. I take New Orleans straight up there at the crib. I believe they want to beat Carolina for the last time they played them to even that 1-1 in the series against. So I say I take New Orleans straight up 3.5 at the point spread. That Seattle that New Orleans Saints are giving the Carolina Panthers. I say they cover the 3.5. I say that defense get at Sam Darnold, and it's over with. Carolina will come out there and try to run the ball. I know they're gonna try to come out there and run the ball, but I think that defense is gonna be loud in New Orleans last game. I say they cover the 3.5. Over and under 42. Division the game. I say up the score. I'm gonna say up the score on the 42. I'm gonna say up the score on the 42. I say both of the teams put up at least 20. So I can see a 23-20. I can see a 24-7. No, 24-17. Don't cut it. I'm gonna say up the score. I say Sam Darnold put up 20. I say Sam Darnold put up 20. So I say up the score. Recount the Carolina New Orleans game one more time. I like New Orleans straight up. I like New Orleans to cover the 3.5. I think they can beat them by at least 7 or better. I say over and under 42. I say up the score. The first 4 o'clock game, New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Giants sitting their starters or whatever. Philadelphia win their game, they win the division. Get the first round bye. So that tells me Philadelphia playing their starters. I like Philadelphia to win their game straight up. Like I said, the Giants sitting down a lot of starters and shit. So they got exceeding lock. They ain't got nothing to worry about. So I can see them winning that game. Straight up, I like Philadelphia straight up. Over and under 13.5. I say the Philadelphia Eagles cover that 13.5. Reason why I said Philadelphia Eagles cover that 13.5. Because the Giants finna sit, they started now. Ain't no folks that finna come out here and play. They ain't finna play. They gonna play, but the backups finna be going against the starters. I said the Eagles pull off on them. Go and beat them. I mean, by 14 or better. But I can see the Eagles pulling their starters. By third quarter, I can see the score be some shit like be having so fucked up at halftime that Jalen Hurts them gonna sit down, some 24-3 type shit. You know what I'm saying, and have them sit all the way down. And then call the dogs off. But I think the Eagles good enough to get up like 24-3 and still beat them by at least 14 points. I don't see them putting up number goddamn 10. I don't see them putting up number 10. I see the Giants putting up number 10. They can't put up more than 10, but I don't see them putting up number 10. Over and under 43. I'm going to say up the score. And the reason why I'm going to say up the score, because as I think about it, Philadelphia just lost to New Orleans. Folks ain't got to come out. They ain't played good football in about 2 weeks. They lost to the Cowboys, they lost to New Orleans. Did I remember? Yeah. I said the Cowboys, they lost to New Orleans. They ain't playing good football in about 2-3 weeks. Then they're going to use it as a get-right game. Get-right game for the bye week. Top 2 and everything up. So I say up the score on the 43. The Eagles cover the 13.5. Once again, recap the Giants, Philadelphia game. I like Giants straight up. I like Philadelphia Eagles straight up. I'm sorry. Scratch it. I do not like the Giants in the game, period. I like Philadelphia Eagles winning game straight up. I like the Eagles to cover the 13.5. And I say over on the 43 up the score. First 4 o'clock game. Cleveland Browns on Pittsburgh Steelers. The game really simple to me. Pittsburgh still fight for a playoff spot. If they win, I think it's some help. They in. I like Pittsburgh to win their game straight up. I think Cleveland ready to go home. I know Clowney ready to go home. I seen Clowney say it's 90%. It's 90% chance he will not be back there next year. He'll go if he going to free agent. So he already done checked out. I like Pittsburgh straight up. Still again Pittsburgh. Still again the Browns 2.5. They in Pittsburgh. I say still to cover the 2.5. They got. I'm saying I think the defense gonna come to the party. I'm saying Deshaun Watson he getting better. He looking better week by week. I think Pittsburgh gonna get at him. J.J. Watt, that boy Finn Patrick on that defense, they gonna got them. They come to eat him. So I say Pittsburgh cover the 2.5, over and under 40.5. I'm gonna say under. Because I don't see Cleveland putting up no point. I can see got that Pittsburgh may put up about 20. Mike Thompson lag. I mean, this ain't Mike Thompson lag. With his lag game of the year, Pittsburgh win the game. Mike Thompson would not be up on the 500 if he win the game. If he lose the game, though, he'll be up on the 500. Could be 89. He never had a losing season. I believe Pittsburgh can go come in all that, and they can put up at least 20 points, 24, something like that, possibility. But I don't see Cleveland putting up at least 20. So I say under the 40.5, defensive minded game. Recap Cleveland, Pittsburgh once again. Like Pittsburgh straight up, 1-9. Steelers cover the 2.5, under 40.5. Next game with the back. Cowboy Nation, we in the building. You know what the P doing. Down the Cowboy versus our arch rival, the Washington Commanders. This game real simple to me. Dallas, if Philadelphia lose, Dallas get the number 1 seed. I don't see that happening. But I see if Dallas we play our starter for a little while. And then the backups come in. Even with the backups, the Washington Commanders, they're playing with third string quarterback, some quarterback, I don't even know who he is, the first starting, whatever. With that being said, I like that to win the game straight up, man. No cut on it. I believe we're going to beat hell out of them folks. With the backups or whatever. Question is, can our backups, because I know our starter can do this, with it being a rivalry game, division game in Washington, can our backups beat them by 7? Can we get them 7 points and beat them? Cooper Rush. I'm gonna say yeah. I say we cover the 7. Read why I say we cover the 7. Because the quarterback of the Washington Commanders, I believe he's gonna give us what he wants. I think Derek Quinn come out there with a scheme, and we can freak him and have him fucked up out there. He give us what we want. Okay, so I say we cover the 7. Over and under 41. We got to score 30. They're not getting up 30. I'm gonna say, because I don't see my starter playing the whole game. I can see Washington fighting because he's less. 24-7 or 24-6 or something like that. I'm gonna say under them 41 because I don't see Washington coming to the party. I don't see my defense letting Washington come to the party. Period. I don't see my defense. Even with we sit down Trayvon Diggs and we sit down your boy Michael Parsons or whatever. I can see Sam Williams getting some play. I can see a bunch of folks on the defense get some play. You know what I'm saying? Flowers get some play, get something going on. So I said, and the quarterback. So I say we under because I don't think Washington gonna come to the party. I don't think Commander gonna come to the party. Recap Dallas, Washington once again. I like Dallas straight up. Dallas money line. Dallas cover the 7. Over and under 41 under that. So don't be Washington Commander gonna come to the party. Next up the back, Chargers, Denver. Chargers locked in, Denver boo the hell. I think the Chargers they're gonna set that all these starters really gonna set that all the starters. Hill they gonna play. But with all that being said, in Denver, I think Denver ready to go home. The Hill with Russell Wilson, all that. I think the players them all that. They don't care about that no more. It's over with it. The last game, and they fired the coach, boo the hell. I like the Chargers still go out there and beat them. I don't even know who the Chargers quarterback is. Not Charlie Ford. I don't know who the Chargers backup quarterback is. But I think they game good enough. They good enough to go out there and beat the Denver Broncos. I think the Denver Broncos ready to go home. Seriously. And they play the game at home. They can't wait until they lock out. I like the Chargers win the game straight up. This is how I know the Chargers sitting down a lot of their starters. The Broncos give them 2.5. What that tell you? Broncos done won 5 games all year? What that tell you? I think the Broncos the only team in the game with 51 points all year. They gave 51 points against Rams. That's when they clocked out that game right there. I think it was 2 weeks ago. They clocked out there. I like the Chargers to win the game straight up. I'll take the 2.5. Straight up. I'll take the 2.5. I just think they got a better team than Denver. Over and under 49.5. I don't know who the quarterback is for the Chargers. Really, I don't know who the backup quarterback is. I'm gonna say under. The reason why I'm gonna say under, they ain't gonna put. I don't see both of these folks putting up 20 points. They ain't one of them putting up 20 points. So I say under. Recap the Chargers. Denver once again. I like the Chargers straight up. Bronco getting them 2.5. Appreciate that. Over and under 39.5. I say under because I don't see both teams scoring 20 points. I only see it 24-17. I don't see none of that. Next up the back, LA Rams, Seattle Seahawks. Seattle still fight. Seattle got the 7th spot down in the playoff. They hit Seattle. Seattle gonna play their starters. Majority all on them. I like Seattle to win their game straight up, no cut on it. Rams might try to be spoiler, but I think Seattle got a better team. In Seattle, Baker Mayfield, I don't think go in there and cut the mustard. Question is, can Seattle get the Rams 6 points? I say no, they can't. Division game, Rams gonna come play football. I don't think McVay, they boo the hell, they know it. But I think they're gonna try to goddamn spoil the party for Seattle. Because Seattle lose, if Seattle win the game and the Green Bay lost, Seattle in. So I know Seattle gonna try to win the game. I think the Rams gonna try to spoil it. I don't think they will spoil it, but getting them 6 points will make you spoil it, money-wise. So I say Seattle don't cover the 6 because I think the Rams gonna come to the party and play. Over and under 41.5. I say up the scope. I say both of these teams they gonna come out here and play football. I say in Seattle. I'm saying I don't see Seattle defense doing too much. I'm saying I don't see them stopping them like that. I see Baker Mayfield put up 20 up there. I can see Baker Mayfield putting up 20 up there. I can see Seattle defense getting up 20 points to Baker Mayfield. I can see the Rams defense without Darnold playing, letting Geno Smith get 20 points. So I say, to recap, the Rams, Seattle once again, I say Seattle straight up. Seattle do not cover the 6.5, too many points. I mean 6 straight up, not 6.5, 6 straight up. Over and under 41.5, up the scope. Next up the back, game don't mean nothing. Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers. Thinking the 49ers lose, whatever it means, something. But I don't see the 49ers losing the game. I like the 49ers straight up. Arizona playing with the quarterback, the second start or whatever. Going against the best defense in the NFL in San Francisco. I like San Francisco straight up. Will San Francisco cover the 14? Reason why I'm going to say now the fact San Francisco 49 won't cover the 14 because they ain't playing for that. When they boil down to it, they ain't playing for that. I see they're not going to have both of them playing like that. Call the dogs off. You know what I'm saying? Call the dogs straight off. Brock might play a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because he might play a minute. He ain't going to play that much, though, because they can't afford him to get hurt in there like that. So I say they don't cover the 14, too many points. They can win their game 14-3 or 14-6 or some shit like that. Or 17-6, something like that. I don't see them covering the 14 points. I don't see them up in the score like that. Just because the starter sit down. Over and under 40, I can say under when they boil down to it. They just say let's say San Francisco put up 30. The 49ers ain't finna put up 14 points. I mean, Arizona ain't finna put up 14 points on their defense, period. They ain't finna put up 21 points on their defense, period. Or they ain't finna put up 14 points on their defense if they score 30. And then so I say under the 40. Recap Arizona, San Francisco once again. 49ers do not cover. I like San Francisco straight up to win the game, money line. They do not cover the 14 points that they get in Arizona. Carl, I appreciate you. Over and under 40, I say under. Because I don't see Arizona coming to the party and San Francisco ain't playing for nothing really. Last game of week 18 in the regular season. The Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. The game means something, fellas. Nah, for real. People I meant to say, I'm sorry. People, the game means something. Nah, for real. Detroit at Green Bay. I think if Detroit win and Seattle lose, Detroit in. If Seattle win, Detroit win, Seattle in. But if Green Bay win, Green Bay in. Simple man. Green Bay control their own destiny. And with that being said, I like the Green Bay Packers to win this game in Green Bay. I know Detroit is a good storyline because they what's going on. They playing good ball and everything. They beat hell out of them last time they played them. Aaron Rodgers looked bad. I think Aaron Rodgers threw 3 interceptions or something like that. In Detroit, I see Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay and Matt LaFleur, I think that's his name, straightening the business. They're going to want to straighten that business. I think Matt LaFleur and Brett and Aaron Rodgers ain't allowed them one game, 15-1 in December and January, I believe, in the regular season. I see Green Bay got them getting in the playoffs. I see Green Bay handling their business against Detroit. I think the weather's gonna be pretty shake out there. Jim, I think what the name is? God damn it. Jared Goff. He been playing real good this year, real solid. But I think the carries, the carry turn back into pumpkin big game in Green Bay. Oh, again, the Packers are getting the Detroit line 4.5. The reason why I'm gonna say I believe the Packers gonna cover that 4.5. The only reason why I'm gonna say I believe the Packers gonna cover that 4.5 because I think Green Bay defense gonna come to the party. I think that defense finna come to the party for sure. I think the defense finna come to the party, play real. I'm saying finna play ball. Like, come on with it, play ball out there in the cold, popping it. They finna pop it. Alexander, same way they just played in Minnesota. If they come out there and play ball, show out. They finna got to try to show out. The defense is anyway. Defense got their little swagger a little bit. I've been noticing that. Last couple games, the defense got their little swagger. With the defense having that swagger like that, I said the defense cover that 4.5 if they get Detroit. The defense gonna cover that 4.5. 49 over and under, I'm gonna say under. The reason why, if I say the defense gonna cover that 4.5, Detroit be putting up point like a motherfucker. I don't see them folks putting up point like that this time. I don't see a 30-20. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that. I don't see 30. I don't see Green Bay putting up 30 points. I don't see that. But I can see goddamn 28-17. I can see that. I can see 28-17. I can see that. I can see 24-17, 24-14. I can see that. I can see that. So I say under the 49, to recap the last game of the regular season in the NFL Week 18, Detroit Lions at Green Bay. I like Green Bay to win the game, so I got Green Bay to make the playoff to get that last 7th spot. I say Green Bay cover the 4.5 that they give the Detroit Lions. And I say over and under 49 under. That's 2 minute point. Hey, man, we got 3 more segments to talk about. And then the movie going off for Week 18. First off, you know what's going on, man. The game of the week. Game of the week. What my game of the week is. When it boiled down to it, my game of the week, I just really took that motherfucker down. It's the Sunday night game, man. Detroit at Green Bay. They're going to be a good-ass game, man. That's my game of the week, man. That the one shaking the pea. That motherfucker going to be shaking. So I'm saying that motherfucker going to be shaking. They Green Bay ain't nobody picked man one. I'll take that back. Folk picked Green Bay to make the playoff. Nobody picked Detroit to do nothing. The way by the middle of this season, then nobody picked Green Bay to get there to make the playoff after about week 7 or whenever before they played the Cowboys. Nobody picked them folk to make the playoff. How they record was, they didn't think they could make the playoff berth. Detroit ain't been picked all year to do nothing. They've been shaking it. So I say the Detroit line at Green Bay, that'll be a real interesting game. That might. Next up, y'all know what the P doing. Know that game. Know that game. Y'all know what know that game is. Know that game is what team I pick that you just gonna know they're gonna win. I say they're gonna win, and you just got to know they're gonna cover whatever the point spread is. And my know that game is I hope I said. I hope I did. I hope I said it. I know that game is. Oh, I had some kind of technical difficulty going on, man. I don't know what really happened, but I know I'm finna get right back what I was saying. Know that game, New England at Buffalo. I like Buffalo. You got to know that Buffalo gonna win the game, and you got to know Buffalo gonna cover them 7 points that they finna give the New England Patriots. Nah, for real, you got to know that. Last but not least, man, excuse me game. Y'all know what excuse me game mean, man. Excuse me game is somebody win that they didn't pick to win, and they took the points. We call that excuse me where I come from. They won with the point. They won without the point. They ain't need the point. They still beat you straight up, and they took the point. So we call that excuse me where I come from. And my excuse me game is LA Chargers at Denver. The reason why they my excuse me game, the Chargers are not favored to win their game. I say the Chargers go there and beat Denver, and appreciate you for the 2.5 that you gave me. So at the end of the day, excuse me, Chargers are going to beat the Denver Broncos, and appreciate you for the 2.5 that you gave me. Hey man, say man, I done had y'all here for a pretty good minute, man. Nah, for real. I'm gonna get y'all up out of here, man. I don't know. I think I had some kind of technical difficulties with the connection or whatever, but I still got to talk about all the games through week 18. Point spread over and under, all along, straight up money line. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, man. This your boy Moore Drive. I fuck with folks who fuck with me. Know That Sport Podcast, sponsored by Highlight Commodity on all podcast platforms. However you view your podcast. And if you're viewing it right now, you know I'm on YouTube. I fuck with folks who fuck with me. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll be back next week with another episode. We're breaking down the playoff. Nah, for real. This shit don't stop. I fuck with folks who fuck with me. Know that if you don't know nothing else. Shaking it.